All right, so there's nothing worse than being sick or being hurt and needing something and not being able to find it. And then because you can't find it, you go and you start to think that you don't have it. So then you go out and you buy whatever it is. And then later on, you find that you have the one that you bought because you were hurt or you were sick and the old one that you originally had. And it's frustrating. And I was experiencing that over and over and over again because my organization was not ideal. Okay, what I had is I had systems, but it was like, this is a sick bucket. This hasn't changed much, but I still want to show it to you. And then I had things we might need bucket. And then I had a in case of emergency bucket. And the things we might need bucket just kept filling full of more and more and more stuff. And then I needed to get a bigger bucket. So some of the stuff was in this bucket. Some of the stuff was in this bucket. Some of the stuff was in my travel first aid kit. Some of the stuff was over here and over there. And it was just a mess because I never knew where anything was. And so recently, a couple days ago, I decided I was going to take everything and I was going to organize it in a way that actually made sense, because might need wasn't cutting it, because like everything, you might need literally everything. You know what I mean? And so in my medicine cabinet, I have all the normal stuff. I have ibuprofen, Tylenol, Dayquil, NyQuil, Band-Aids, all the everyday things that we need is in the medicine cabinet. All the things that we use regularly are in the vanity drawer. And so this is the stuff that you don't really think about until you are sick or you are hurt. You know what I mean? This isn't things that we might need occasionally, because I had all that stuff in one of these tubs. I had extra NyQuil, extra Dayquil, extra ibuprofen. I had it all in these tubs, and it was just too confusing and overwhelming. And so now I have it separated to, if you need something, it's in the bathroom, it's in the vanity, it's in the bathroom. Okay, it's easy to get at. But if you are actively sick, if you are actively hurt, this is what you might need. Okay, so this is the one that gets used the most. This is my sick tub. Now, if you're sick, you grab this, and this will help you. Again, the Dayquil and NyQuil and everything is in the medicine cabinet. But if your stomach hurts and you feel like you're going to throw up, if you're nauseous, you grab this. This is a heat pad. This heat pad has a screw top. I like a screw top heat pad. I don't like the plugs, because when this has water in it and you squeeze it, that plug can pop out. And then you have a mess all over your couch and there's water everywhere. So I like the screw top ones. And then this one also has like a turtleneck sweater, which it seems weird, but it actually works, because you can tell by the stitching that the fabric on the decorative side, I guess, is much thicker. There's more insulation on this side, and then the fabric on this side is real thin. And so when you first put hot water in here, the decorative side insulates more. So you put that side against your body, against your skin, and then as the water inside cools down, you flip it over to the thinner side, and you can get the most out of this heating pad. And so it does serve a purpose. It looks weird, but it is helpful. And the reason I have this is because I try to have options that I can use anywhere. You know what I mean? I can use a camp stove, I can start a fire, as long as I can boil water, I can use this as a hot pad. And so that's why this is in here. We don't use it that much. What we do use, the other thing is this lasts longer than these. These, though, you put in the microwave. So growing up, I had something called like a hot buddy, or a microwave buddy or something like that. And all it was a tube with grain inside with 2 rope handles on either end. And you threw it in the microwave, it would heat up, and then you'd use it as a hot pad. This is the same concept, it's just my mom made these. Essentially all she did is she made a pillow and instead of filling it with fluff and cotton or whatever, she put rice in there. And so you put this in the microwave for a minute or two, it gets really hot, then you can put it on your shoulder, you can put it on the small of your back, you can put it between your shoulder blades, you can put it wherever you want to put it, and it works really good as a hot pad. And again, you just put it in the microwave for a minute. You don't have to worry about pulling out pots and pans and boiling water. So this is much easier to use, but it doesn't stay as hot as long as the hot water I found. And so take that for what you will. This is what we use the most because it's easy. She made another one. So I'll show a picture of what I'm talking about with the TubeBuddy, whatever it's called. The problem with that one is it's a big tube. And so when you put it around your neck, gravity takes all that rice and brings it down to your chest. Where this, again, my mother made it, it has 4 channels. So each channel has its own rice. So when I put this around my neck, the rice stays on my neck. And so if I have it on my neck or if I put it on my shoulder, it stays, the gravity doesn't pull all the rice to the bottom. It stays on the top of my shoulder and it stays where I want it. So if you're gonna make your own, keep that in mind. These channels are a really good idea. Then next is a barf bag. And luckily I did this. I was gonna do this video and reorganize because this is my last one of these. I actually ordered more. They're on their way. These are like 50 cents a piece. You get them on Amazon. They're less, you can get 20 for 10 or you can get like 60 for 20. So the more you get, the cheaper they are. I don't want 60 of these things lying around. But this is what we use when we're traveling. Okay, so if somebody's nauseous, they don't feel good, and we have to go to the hospital, this is what we take in the car. If my son is sick and I have to pick him up from school, I'll bring one of these so that if he gets sick in the car, it's just a good way of containing the mess. If Caroline and I are out with our friends and we've had a bit too much to drink, we might take one of these with us in the car. It's just one of those things where you never know when people are going to get sick. And so being able to take one of these with you, it just prevents accidents from happening. So I really like these. And again, I'm glad I did this video because this is my last one. And then this bucket itself is also used as a barf bin. And so this costs about 50 cents a piece, depending on how many you buy. This you can rinse and reuse as many times as you want. This thing is very, very old. I've been using this for a really, 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 really long time. We just got it at the dollar store. And yeah, you throw up in it. Now, to be honest, if I'm home alone, sometimes I use these instead of using this. If I'm really sick and I can't make it to the toilet, I don't really want to be washing this thing out. And so sometimes, don't tell Caroline, I'll use one of these and I'll throw up in it and then I'll seal it off. You spin it and then there's these little grooves so you can lock it off, and then I'll throw it away. And it just makes life a little bit easier. You know what I mean? And she does the same. I know she does, but again, it's just one of those convenience things that it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And when you're really, really sick, being able to just throw it away is kind of nice sometimes. So this is, if you are sick, if you're nauseous, if you don't feel good, you grab this one bin and it has essentially everything you need in it outside of the medicine. This used to be the next level, we'll call it. So you're sick, this is everything else we might need. Well, I changed that, and so now this is strains and burns. So you can see it's got a brand new label on it because I just put these on there the other day. Strains and burns. I'm not going through all the tubs in the whole entire house trying to find different things. If I have a strain or a burn, I grab this. If it's not in here, I don't own it. I need to go buy more. And that's going to make my life so much easier. I hope anyway. I haven't had a chance to really use the new system yet, but I feel like it's going to be a really good system. So I hurt my shoulder a few years ago and I got a sling. So I kept it. This is my sling. I have a knee brace. I have a wrist brace. I have an ankle brace. I have an eye patch. And so depending on what hurts, what you strained, a lot of these we're not using, like if I sprain my wrist, okay, I'm still going to the doctor, right? I'm still going to get x-rays. I'm still going to everything, but I can demobilize it. I can make it feel as good as I can on my way to the doctor. Or if there's blizzard, freezing rain, we can't make it to the hospital, this and some ibuprofen can get me by for a couple days. Once the roads are cleared, once everything is safe again, now I can go to the doctor and get those x-rays and get it figured out. You know what I mean? So this isn't going to replace the hospital. It's just going to make me as comfortable as possible, make my family as comfortable as possible until we can get to the hospital, right? Here's some instant cold compresses. So you snap them, you shake them just like a hand warmer, but it gets cold instead of hot. So again, you can use this as an ice pack. You can use it on a burn to let the heat escape and no electricity needed. So again, I really like not having to worry about that. I can take it anywhere. I can use it in a vehicle. I can use it out in the middle of the woods. I can use them wherever I want. Here's a SAM splint. So I can splint up areas that I don't already have a brace for. I have different size gauze so I can wrap up. I have bandages that use the metal clasp closures. I have bandages that stick to themselves. So if I'm doing it myself, if I'm wrapping up my own wrist, the stuff that sticks to itself is easier to use. Where if I'm wrapping up Caroline's arm or elbow, or if she's helping me, the ones with the metal closures hold better, they hold tighter, and they don't fall apart as easy. I have emergency burn gel. I have burn dressings. And so if I'm burned from the fire pit, using the fire pit outside, or doing whatever it is I'm doing, the stove, the oven, if I burn myself, I can grab this. If I hurt my wrists, my knee, my ankle, my anything, I can grab this and I can have everything that I need. I have some triangular bandages in here as well. So I have one kit. And again, if it's not in here, like if I go to use burn cream, we'll say, if I need burn cream and it's not in here, I don't own it, right? So this is going to make my life way easier, because a lot of time, like my shoulder, this shoulder actually, my shoulder, my knees, you know, they ache, they hurt. Being able to wrap them up and just give them a break for a little while usually really helps. The ibuprofen and some relief, demobilizing it. Even just wearing a wrist brace for a weekend. You know, 2 days of wearing that, reminding yourself not to use it, can really make it feel a lot better for the next weeks coming up. So that is my strains and burns kit. That's all that's in there. This is my in case of an emergency. I called it my trauma kit. This is something I hope I never, ever, ever have to use. I hope that I can open this, show it to you, then never have to open it again. Because the things in here are real emergencies. So the right on top is a tourniquet. Now this tourniquet's never been used, okay? It's important to have multiple tourniquets, especially one that you can take out. You can open it up, you can use it, you can do what you need to do, and then you can put it back after you're done and have it all ready to go to practice with again or to use. But this one has not been opened. I bought it, I put it in a kit, it wasn't even in this one, and it's perfect. There's no dog hair, there's no nasty stuff on here, it's not been out in the dirt, it's not been out in the mud, it's still sealed in its original package. Same with this. This is a CPR kit. This is the one that I use and figure out how to work. This one's never been open, so If I need to use one, I grab the orange one because it's, again, no dog hair, no lint, no nothing. This one's still perfect. Gorilla tape, never been opened. If I need to tape shut the tourniquet, the windlass on the tourniquet, tape it down. If I need to tape a bandage on, if I need to do things, this is perfectly new. This is a skin stapler. I don't have the skills needed to sew shut a wound. Okay, I don't possess that skill. I have no way of practicing that skill. So I have a stapler that I can use instead. And the stapler is much easier to use. And the other thought process is if somebody is stapling me up, I would much rather, instead of them, because I don't have anesthesia or Vicodin or anything, I'm going to feel everything. And so having them mess around with my arm, poking it and everything, it's going to be really irritating. This, I can go 1, 2, 3, go. And then I can go, okay, and I can get my grips and I can get my bearings, and then 1, 2, 3, go. All right, okay, and I can just kind of prep and prepare myself for each stab. And so not only is it easy for me to do to somebody else, I feel it's going to be easier for me to handle as an individual. Like, I'd rather have somebody messing with a stapler than trying to needle and thread me up, Here is a surgical kit. Now, I do not know how to use this stuff. However, I have neighbors that are nurses, right? So if I can take their skill and their experience and my equipment and put them together, they can help save me and my family. I can help save them and their family. We can save somebody else. You know what I mean? Their knowledge and my equipment can help a lot of people. So even though in a severe emergency, if I have to figure out how to use this and I have to just wing it, based on the information I got off the internet, I'm going to do it, right? I'm not going to let somebody I love just pass away without trying everything first. But if there's anything I can do to not use this and have somebody that's a little bit more experienced than me use it, I'm going to take that 100%. This isn't my go-to thing, okay? I'm going to try literally everything else before I start using this myself, or at all for that matter. But it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Here's the SAM splint. Again, this one you can see is all beat up and practiced with. This one is new. It's nothing contaminating it. Gloves. These are hurt-free non-stick pads. So when you have a burn, a really bad burn or a cut, these don't stick to it. So when you go to take them off, they just come right off. They don't stick and peel off the scab and the stuff that has already healed. Israeli bandages. This is trauma dressing. Massive wet wipe to clean the area, clean everything before you apply some of these bandages and stuff. Trauma shears, tape, medical tape, irrigation thing to clean out wounds and stuff. Halo seals for gunshot wounds or stab wounds or different things where you need to seal everything up. And so, yeah, and then this is just an assortment of random stuff. Here's a neck brace, Jace Medical antibiotics, cold and heat presses, bug spray, tape, gauze, pads, cotton. It's just a bunch of N95 masks. It's just a bunch of randomness. Again, all the things that I had spread out everywhere that didn't belong anywhere. Well, now this is the only thing that has the stuff that really doesn't belong anywhere. The neck brace should go in the strains, but it doesn't fit. And so in here is all the things that I might need, This is this main thing, but I have too much. I can't have giant bins everywhere. I only have so much room in the house, especially in the closet where we keep this stuff. I keep these all together into the one section, and so I can't just have huge tubs full of stuff. Now the other thing is, this is all human stuff, okay? A lot of this stuff will work for my dog. I have a German Shepherd, but not everything she needs is here. And so you need to take your pets into consideration. So this is my dog first aid kit. And this has things that she might need. I have a inflatable cone. So you put this around her neck, you blow it up, put it around her neck, and then she can't lick her wounds. These are actually dog boots. They're not open. I haven't used them because she cut her paw. We had to put antibiotics on it and wrap it up. And we used bitter bandages, so they taste horrible. We have pink now too. And we put the bitter stuff on there because it tastes real bad and it's real bitter. But because it was bothering her so much, she didn't care. She just kept licking it off. And it was a real nightmare trying to keep everything clean and bandaged up because she didn't like having it on there. And so then I thought about it, and we have, like, if my hand is my paw, I have a wrist brace. I have an ankle brace, right? If we would have put one of these boots on her paw and used it kind of as a brace or as a way of keeping the bandage all together, she wouldn't have been able to get it off. And so, of course, I thought about it after the fact. Once she was all better, I was looking at these and I was like, you know, we could have used this to keep the bandage on her foot. And so I bought them. Again, we can use them for walking on the hot concrete or in the snow, but that's why I bought them for putting on her foot so that she can't get the bandages off. We also have liquid Band-Aid. We have anti-diarrhea medicine for dogs. This is bitter spray. That when she was a puppy, we'd spray the cords and different things so she wouldn't chew on them because she liked to chew on everything. This is dog aspirin. This is stop bleed. This is eye wash to help with her eyes. This is for her ears, because she's a German Shepherd, her ears stick up, so things can get in there, so you got to clean them out from time to time. This is pad guard. You can put it on her pads. We got gauze for the dog. And so keep your pets in mind, right? It's important to be able to take care of your family, and your pets are just as much family as anyone else. And so hopefully by this video going through my different kits and different things, it's gotten you not only thinking about getting gear, getting things that can help you with your first aid, with in case of an emergency, different things, but hopefully it gets you thinking about organizing that stuff and making it so you can easily find it when you need it, easily understand what you have and what you don't have. Even just doing inventory, like I said, I was out of those little barf bags. This is my last one, meaning I haven't been keeping up with my inventory. So maybe this video can encourage you to go through, take inventory, organize in a way that actually makes sense, and to make sure you have what you need, because again, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you on my next video.